Come on, everybody. Here we go. Off to Weberland.
Hi, friends.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back to our podcast. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Ryan.
We are Adventures in Weberland, episode 54.
All right.
Let's be real. We had to do this like twice.
Yeah, my voice. I don't know what happened. Just got.
Well, I forgot the episode number. And
Yeah, I was like, I sound like a frog.
there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in Disney World, too.
Yes, there is.
Oh, sad day. Well, look, I don't want to say sad day because I guess it depends on if you liked Rivers of America or not. If you're a parent trying to put your kids down for a nap, you're probably a fan of the fact that it closed.
I am.
The riverboat is no more.
Yeah,
It's gone.
It's just the horn. It's just the horn that bothers. I think it's a beautiful boat.
Yes.
And it's nice. Hopefully they keep the water there. Maybe they'll even just have it docked or something. People are saying that.
Yeah. So if you don't know what's going on in Magic Kingdom, where the riverboat is, and Tom Sawyer Island. That's what I don't know why I was blanking on it. And Tom Sawyer Island, all of that is closed. They are going to be building it's not called Cars Land, but we're calling it Cars Land because I don't know what it's called.
Piston Peak.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's going to be taking over that area of Magic Kingdom, and they are starting construction ASAP. So yesterday, I say yesterday because we're recording this on Monday the 7th.
Yes.
So Sunday, June 6th, July 6th.
It feels like June still.
Whatever.
July 6th. Yeah.
Sunday, July 6th was the last day it was open. So it's officially closed. And funny because you mentioned this to me and I was like, I couldn't picture what you were talking about. And I actually had to see it for myself.
Yeah.
They closed off the path from Frontierland pretty much, or the end of Frontierland, beginning of Liberty Square, to walk to the riverboat. And what did they put in front of the path?
They put like a door.
Just a door.
Just like a door with a frame. It's very weird looking. People are taking pictures with it.
Well, because it's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny, but honestly, that's the only way to block off that path. I mean,
true.
they could have put shrubbery or they could have just put a wall up, but no, they put a door so cast members can go in and out of it.
It's just a door. Well, there's two paths right next to each other, so if you didn't put something there, people would walk up it by accident probably too. So, yeah.
That they have to close it off. Absolutely. Yeah, because the other path just leads to the front of it and they just rope it off. And
I was wondering how they were going to block it all, because usually they really board it up so you can't see what's happening.
That's
so
true.
I'm kind of curious how it's going to happen, because it's easy to see over, especially Tom Sawyer Island, to see over there. So.
Well, I think that whatever they do, whether they put walls up or they put the shrubbery up or whatever it's going to be, you're still going to be able to see over it.
Yeah.
When you go down Tiana's, or if once Big Thunder opens,
It's true.
you're going to be, people are going to have access to seeing it. So they can't really hide anything, I guess, unless they do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And then when the park closes, they come out and they work on it. I mean, obviously they're going to work on it throughout the day. They do that for all the attractions. It'll be very interesting.
Someone said the Great Wall of Disney they're going to put up.
That's funny.
Because
That's funny.
Has to be so big that it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be. I'm very interested to see the whole thing come about.
Yeah.
You know, depending on if you believe the concept art, if you don't, how accurate will it be? I don't know. I don't know.
I'm excited for the whole thing just because we went to Tom Sawyer's Island before. It's very tough to get to. And then when you're there, you're like, I want to go back. So I don't know. I feel like it's a good thing for that. And then the riverboat, I mean, it's fun and all, and it's beautiful to look at, but I don't know how many they were really getting, how many people they were getting.
Sure.
To go around the boat.
I understand that. I think I'm excited to see the change, as always, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I don't know, that brings back a little nostalgia for me, which, I'm all about. So I'm a little sad to see it go. But you're right. Tom Sawyer Island it's a chore.
Yeah.
It's a chore to go to. And then, it's fun when you're there. I mean, they used to have that snack stand.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it, but even that was open seasonally and not all the time. And I don't know. It's going to be a very, very big change because with that, eventually will come Villain's Land. So at that point, it's kind of like, well, okay, what happens after that?
Yeah.
Where is it going to go?
Yeah.
Can I walk past Haunted Mansion? Am I going to go? I know we're going beyond Big Thunder because that's what they're calling it. But I don't know. Everything's about to change in that area. And I'm nervous and excited at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Same thing. I think everyone kind of feels that same way. One of the first pictures after I proposed to you in Disney World, in the hub where the partner statue is, one of the first pictures we took was in front of the riverboat.
Yeah, that's right. So you're right. It is.
I remember that.
Yeah, I do too. So. I'm sure we have it somewhere floating around.
We've been on the riverboat, but I don't think on our vlogs on YouTube we haven't.
No.
But we have been on it before that.
Yeah. Yeah, that and Tom Sawyer Island too.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's gone. Hope you have pictures.
A lot of things are going.
Yes.
going.
Speaking of, this isn't really going for good, but this is going for a long time. If you are headed to Disney World anytime after August 4th, you will not be able to ride Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin. That is going under the knife.
Yeah,
it's going.
That's okay. I'm so happy.
Big refurbishment there. It's not going to open until 2026.
It's going to be much better.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
And if you notice, they're taking their time. Like it's like, okay, let's do let's do People Mover, then let's do Astro Orbiter, and then when that gets open again, we're going to do Buzz. So they're slowly going to all the Tomorrowland and fixing things up, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So.
But hear me out for a second. To have that closed and Big Thunder Mountain closed at the same time, those are two big attractions, especially Big Thunder Mountain. Yeah. But those are two really big attractions closed in one park, in the same park. Things get busy.
Yes.
And that you have to take that into conversation as well. Yeah. Like, are we excited for these changes? Absolutely. But keep that in mind. Especially it's closing. Buzz Lightyear, the Space Ranger Spin is closing right before, literally maybe a week before, or maybe a week and a half before the Halloween season starts.
It's true.
So now we have Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party coming in, like August 13th, I think, or something. I could be off a day or two, but whatever. So all of this is happening. All these attractions are going to be closed during peak time of the year. Once you hit Christmas and New Year's, there's 1 million people in Disney World.
What if Pirates goes down, or like just for the day, then you have like nothing to ride.
Right.
It's People Mover all day long.
That's the other thing too, right? So now you're going to draw more people because they're set to open the lounge, where Tortuga Tavern is. I forgot the name of it already. Barrel and Beak or something. I don't remember what it's called.
Should just call it Jack Sparrow's.
The new Pirates bar, lounge, whatever you want to call it, is going where Tortuga Tavern was. That's going to draw more people there too.
It's true.
So it's going to be a very busy time.
Yes.
In Disney World, even just starting in the next couple of weeks. Yeah. So
I think it's good. I think there's plenty to do there.
Yeah.
So.
Before we get into what this episode is about, I just want to talk about the fact that I'm nervous about this, but I am going to put it out there. Okay. Because, mom bod, right? Had 2 kids, not in shape, but mom signed up for the 5K Princess Weekend.
That's right. I saw that.
Well, you helped because you were in before
I got
me.
In somehow.
Yeah, that was like the Hunger Games of signing up for a Run Disney race. That was insane. Like, people warned me, but wow, that was intense. And you were able to get in like 15 minutes before me. So I just asked you to book it real quick. But yeah, I
should have signed up too.
Yeah, well, maybe next. Well, let's give it a try. Let's try it out. So I'm going to do the 5K. No, it's not much. It's like 3 miles. Yeah. But the 5K Princess Weekend in February. So that's going to be exciting. That'll be my first Run Disney race.
Something new.
Hopefully,
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
It's going to be
good. I've been talking about it for years, right? Like that's thank you. That's gonna be cute. The kids, but it's been something I've been talking about for years, and I'm like, I kind of want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't know. Like I gotta train for it because again, mom bod. Hello, like
gotta do it.
I used to be in shape, but here we are.
No,
I don't know. I'm gonna So that'll be fun updates I think throughout. Leading up to it throughout the fall and the winter, and then obviously that's a trip we will make down there. Yeah. So if anyone else is running that, I need some friends. So that would be fun, please. message me, let me know. But that'll be fun to run with other people.
Good to have, good like a little group.
Yeah, yeah. So.
And you're making a new tradition for Disney, aren't you?
Oh, look at that! I'm teaching you, young grasshopper. That is a very good transition to what we are discussing on this episode. We're talking about our Disney World traditions.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about our own personal ones, but I feel like everybody has, their own traditions when they go down there, whether it's, a certain place you stay at all the time, or, a certain, I don't know, resort or store or restaurant or anything that you frequent every time you go down there. And we have a list. We have a bunch of things. We have a checklist of things, to do when we go. It just started
happening, especially when we had kids, because we wanted to cherish those moments and see how they grow and all that. I think it kind of started because I proposed to you. in Disney World. So now it's a tradition that we always try to get our picture there where I did it, and
that has kind of fallen off.
Kind of started it. But it kind of started new stuff. Yeah.
Yes. I think, though, even before the kids, there were certain things that we were doing, certain rides we always said, hey, this is what we're going to ride every time, we come here. I don't know. It's when you watch our vlogs, now, we've never gotten this criticism before, and I appreciate that for everyone who has watched. But sometimes I feel, we kind of do different things, but we kind of do the same thing every time we go down there. And I remember, way back in the day, way back when there weren't really vloggers yet, there was a couple, Ashley and Joe, See You Real Soon, they're called, and I think their videos are still up on YouTube. They were a lot of fun, but that was the Disney like we remember as well. The old Epcot and all of that. And I remember watching them, and every single trip was almost the same. But it didn't matter.
No, it didn't matter.
You know what I mean?
It's a new experience, but same things.
Right, and they still had so much fun, and I still had so much fun watching them. I still go back and watch their vlogs, even though half the stuff that they're talking about isn't even there anymore.
It's still it's fun. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good to do. I feel like I like that we do the same thing. I also like trying new things though too. So
and so speaking of that, that's kind of a tradition that we started. We always say that every trip we want to try one new restaurant that we haven't been to. Whether it's quick service or not. Whether it could be a table service, it doesn't matter. So we always try every trip to try out one new place. I did make our dining for our next trip, and now that I think about it, I think we've been to all of them. But we can try to squeeze something in that's new. But that's one tradition.
Where we haven't been? In Hollywood Studios. We haven't been to the place next to Hollywood and Vine. What's the place called?
Oh, 50s prime time.
Nasty?
So that's funny. We've been to the bar. Yeah. Of course.
We've got the peanut butter and
hold on.
Jelly milkshake thing.
Time out. Because I don't want to give that impression of that place. They don't talk to you nasty. Oh. It's just very...
That's what I thought.
No. It's very old school, like 50s, you should have manners, no elbows on the table, eat all your vegetables type of thing. Like, that's what it is. It's not like those places where they go and they curse you out.
No. We should do that.
50s prime time, maybe. Yeah, I don't know about our next trip. Our next trip's very short. It was a little, what do you call it?
Impromptu?
Yes, thank you. It's late, guys. But I'll figure something out. I'm sure we'll try something new in there. But that's one tradition we have. And another one is going back to what you mentioned before, are pictures, right? So one thing we try to do is to take a picture in front of the partner statue in Magic Kingdom, which is where you proposed, every trip. That has kind of fallen off.
A little bit.
But...
because it's a long line usually.
Right, and that's more of me and you, right? So
now that the kids are here, we are starting a new one. So.
And where's that?
In front of the train station.
That's right.
And Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
And it's perfect because I feel like it's always, maybe there's a couple people in front of us. It's always quick. It's hard to get Jagger to smile, our son, and look at the camera. But I like it because it's like you could see them already growing.
Right.
It's just a nice thing that we always do, which is great. And then you do another one too. In Epcot.
Yes. So back to the train station, though, the pictures of we started it the very first trip we took Jagger, and ever since then, literally every trip we have taken with the kids.
Yeah.
I think actually, you know what? We've been twice without the kids, and I believe we have a picture of you and I, but with the kids. And yes, it's hard for them to smile and hard for them to look at the camera. But that's funny.
That's part of it.
Like that's part of it. Yeah. Like to go back and be like, oh look, he was crying. Like that's not funny in the moment, but like I do.
They've gotten better.
They have gotten better. Yes. Yeah, just a little bribery too. You smile for the picture, give you a lollipop. You never know. Sometimes it works.
I think it works too because it's right in the beginning of getting there.
Yes. Well, that's the key. At first, we wanted to take the picture no matter what, if there was a PhotoPass photographer, and now we're kind of like, you know what? If we can just get someone to take the picture, even though there's no photo photographer there, like that's okay. We still have it. Because sometimes there is and sometimes there's not. And when there is, there's usually a line. So you do have to wait. I feel like
for some reason the last 5 times there's been somebody there.
Yeah. Well, it's becoming more of a popular spot, especially now with the train working again,
yes,
right?
That's true, yeah.
It's that it makes it for a better picture when the train is in the background as well, not just the station. But it says Magic Kingdom across the top. Depending on the season, they'll have the flowers out, on right under the train.
Yeah.
So it's a very nice picture if you don't want the castle.
Yeah.
Or can't get to the castle because naturally there's a million gajillion people behind you in your castle pictures.
It's hard.
So there's that. But staying in Magic Kingdom, one thing we started when Bowie was born, Bowie's first trip, is we take a picture of the kids on the hub in the green with the castle in the background.
On the grass.
Yes.
Green grass.
And let me tell you, Bowie, I don't think has smiled in any of those pictures.
No.
In her birthday one last year, she's hysterically crying. You could see the tears coming down her face.
Yeah.
This last one we did, she scraped her knee right before, so she's holding her knee. It's just...
It was madness.
But it's cute.
Yeah, I think in one of the intros of our vlogs, you see her fall. I don't think she scraped her knee there, but she trips over Jagger.
Yeah,
they were playing.
That's the trip before.
Yeah. But it's always some reason it's difficult.
Yes,
and the sun is always in their face usually. So.
That particular picture, for whatever reason, is very hard to get them to cooperate. But again, it's cute. In 10 years, it's going to be like, look, guys, and 10 years from now, they'll be like, Mom, Dad, I don't want to take this picture, But again, it's part of it.
I feel like the hub's a great place. Like the grass is a great place to take pictures.
Yes.
So, especially with your kids, because it's kind of contained and they can run around, and then you get pictures of them. There's one with the Jagger that hangs up in our house that has he has a lollipop and holding a lollipop, and it's cute too. I really like that one.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It was very in the moment. It wasn't posed. He was just hanging out, laying down almost on his stomach with his legs up, and he's just kind of looking around. He's got this lollipop in his hand with the castle in the background. Yeah, and it was just a very candid photo. It's cute. So that if you're looking to take pictures with the kids, and just kind of let them loose, that is a great place.
You do a good one at Jagger up on Epcot, kind of behind Figment. It's up where the Pixar movies are.
Yeah. The backwards waterfall.
Yeah, I like that one.
Upside down waterfall, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's another one that Jagger and I started on his very first trip. There was a PhotoPass photographer up there. And I was like, oh, that's a cute picture. And it has the monorail in the background.
And Spaceship Earth.
And Spaceship Earth, yeah. So that's something that him and I started. We try to do it every trip. And he's kind of under, he knows now.
Yeah.
But again, it's another thing where, smile at the camera, take this picture, please. No, please take this picture.
He's been doing it. He's good.
Yeah. So
Very nice.
Pictures are part of our tradition that we have started, and hopefully we can always and forever carry them out. And it'll be nice in, like we said, 10, 15 years, and even then some, to see the growth.
Yeah, well, we've done so many traditional pictures there too, with the baby announcements and everything else. So it's all there at Disney.
Yep.
It's all there.
Yeah, we've done a lot. That's for sure. How about rides? There are certain rides that we always say that we have to, unless they're closed and we physically can't go on the ride. There are certain rides that we say every single trip we need to go on these rides.
Yes. And when we miss them, it's very, very upsetting.
It is. It's very rare, though, that happens, that we miss them. And normally we are missing them, again, because they're closed or the wait is like 90 minutes and it's just not happening.
Well, the People Mover is always easy, but it was closed for a while. But we've made up, I think, for that.
Yes.
Pirates is always one. Spaceship Earth.
Haunted Mansion,
definitely. Figment.
Yeah.
I missed Figment once. One
Figment,
time.
well, so to be fair, though, when you missed it, I went on it.
Yeah.
And when I missed it, you went on it.
That's
so
true.
technically we did it.
That's sometimes you have to sacrifice it for the kids. So
you have to nap. You want to ride Figment, or you want your kid to nap and not have a meltdown?
Yeah.
That's a choice you got to make.
It was kind of, I probably could have went on. I just feel like, I don't know, something happened. I forget what happened, but it's fine. And I made up for it the next time. So
yeah.
That's what you have to do, but there are definitely certain rides that everybody has to do.
Yeah.
Like that's a everybody thing.
I have to say, if there was one ride that we pretty much do every single trip without question, it is the People Mover.
Yeah.
That's
and
the
Haunted
one.
Mansion. I feel like we've never missed it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Yeah. So that's another tradition that we have.
Yes.
We talked about the restaurants. Oh, something every
I was
trip.
waiting for this.
Yeah, go ahead. You can do it. Go ahead.
Dole Whip.
Every trip.
Yes.
You have to have it.
Because there's nothing like it. You bought recently one from today, from the store, and it was very good.
No, I didn't try it.
It
smelled just like it.
99% like it. Just that maybe I was missing the park as part of it.
Right.
Or it's soft serve ice cream usually. So and this tries to be soft serve, but it's not.
Well, yeah.
But it was like pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, they're selling it in the store now.
Yeah.
It's actually Dole, right?
Yeah. Dole, yeah. And it says Dole Whip right on it.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and there's like packet of 4.
I don't know if it was Disney Food Blog or All Ears.
Yeah.
One of those big Disney Instagram pages posted about it. Like, you could get Dole Whip in the store, whatever. But when I opened it for Jagger, I was like, whoa, like it brought me back.
Yeah, you smell
I was
it right
like,
away.
where am I? Wait a second.
I have to have it. It's just because it's kind of, I like that it's unique to the parks, but if I can get it at home too, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But last time we all shared it, and it was a nice moment.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, that was fun. The kids really, really enjoyed the Dole Whip.
That's in our vlog, right? Recent one that we just posted. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know.
On YouTube.
What's that?
On YouTube.
Oh,
if no one knows. We have a YouTube channel called Adventures in Weberland as well.
No way.
Yeah.
Do we really?
Yeah, and you can watch our podcast too on it.
Go ahead, keep going.
Oh,
is that
we
it?
have TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. Adventures in Weberland. We have our Easter trip is up right now.
Well, yeah, we kind of just started our Easter trip. We were there for, how long were we there for?
We're on day 3, I think, already. Because the travel day, day 1, actually, well, if you count travel day, it's day 3. But it's Easter Sunday we're on right now. But the second part of Easter Sunday is about to
And then we stayed a whole week.
On Friday.
Right? Or ish. We stayed like Saturday we left?
Yeah.
That's
it's a good
Saturday?
week. There's a lot. And
Yeah.
with our new camera we have, and it looks great. And
That
I'm excited. This is a great trip. So.
Yeah, that trip it was a lot of fun because one thing I'm kind of getting I don't want to say I'm getting tired of it, but more recently we've been doing like split stays. So we've been hopping resorts a little bit. Yeah, and with the kids it's a lot. So this trip I enjoy every trip we go on, honestly. But this past trip in April, it was amazing because we stayed at one resort. It was Old Key West.
Yes.
We were able to get a 1-bedroom there, which was just incredible. The space, I know we've talked about this before, and we're going a little off topic, but that's okay. The space in the 1-bedroom at Old Key West, for whatever reason, maybe just because it was the first one that was built, is so much bigger than
amazing.
Any other 1-bedroom.
I feel like this will
resorts.
become a tradition for us to stay at Old Key West in a 1-bedroom, just because it works really well right now with the kids. And
if we can swing it, but
it depends on
gotta get
points
a good
that are
deal.
available, whatever.
Yeah.
But they were able to run around. It's just like you're not stuck in this little tiny room with them, and everyone had space, and you can buy groceries. So we kind of save money on snacks and some meals, and so that's why I think a lot of people have their traditional resort that they stay at.
That's true.
So I think that might end up becoming ours, but we like to stay. We want to stay at every resort.
That's a goal of ours. Yes, is to try, and we're close.
There's a lot still.
Yes, there is. It's actually, believe it or not, even though there are only 4 moderate resorts, that's I think the group that we've stayed the least in. No, because
when we did that,
we've only stayed at Coronado.
Talked about that, yeah.
But we've only stayed at the tower at Grand Destino. We've never stayed in a regular room at Coronado.
Yeah. And I definitely would like to stay at the Riviera, at Caribbean Beach. There's a lot that we haven't stayed at. So, but again, we know kind of what those rooms look like. Yeah. And I think Old Key West it's perfect right now for what our family needs.
But I'm not going to lie. I miss Pop Century.
Yeah. I like that too.
Pop Century. That was our go-to before kids, just because the vibe. It's just the vibe. And then now that the Skyliner's there, because it wasn't always there when we used to go. But is it a value resort? Yes. But you know what? It was perfect for us.
That's just, I feel like that's perfect for like couples, or if you're going by yourself, like the All-Stars, Pop Century. When you have a family, it's supposed to be for families, but I feel like it's tough, like being in that small room, maybe if they're older, but when you have little kids, it's.
I think that's a personal thing. No offense.
Maybe. Could be.
I think I'm fine with it, which and sometimes with the value resorts, that's what people can afford.
True. Yeah,
which is why they're value, and I think they're the most kid friendly, and I personally think that they are the best resorts for families.
Well, to be honest with you. Outside of it is definitely kid friendly. I just feel like if you have a little baby, it's hard. It's hard to go.
We're a little scarred. We're a little scarred.
We had trouble.
Jagger had colic when he was a baby, so it was very difficult to the sleeping situation back then. So I think that's what you're I don't know. Maybe that's what I don't know.
I just think it's nice to come home, like I'm saying home.
Right.
Come back to a room.
Sure.
And everyone have their own space and spread out, because I feel like that's good for us. But I feel like a lot of people go through that too. But like I said, someone might love Pop Century, or they might love All Stars. They might love.
I do.
We always go to Port Orleans. Like we don't know. You know what I mean? So like, that's something that I feel like everyone has a different opinion on.
Sure,
but
of course, absolutely.
That's a traditional thing that I feel like people stick with something.
Oh yeah, when you like a certain resort and you're comfortable with it, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. But again, one of our goals is to stay at every resort. So I'm trying to think of our next few upcoming trips, and the ones we have booked, I think, are resorts that we've already stayed at, and that's okay.
There's another thing that we always do, that's traditional since Jagger's been born, is we always meet Mickey.
Oh yes, we
have to meet Mickey.
Absolutely.
If any character we meet, it has to be him.
Yeah.
If it's anywhere in the park, it doesn't really matter. But we did Minnie and Mickey this time at the Animal Kingdom too. We haven't done that with them before.
Okay, that was like, I don't know how that happened.
I know.
But normally that's a really long wait, and we walked right in.
Yeah.
They were like 10 minutes, and we were just shy of like 8 minutes to our dining. We ate at Yak and Yeti, lunch at Yak and Yeti, right? And it's not far. It's a couple feet away.
Yeah.
But man, it was like, they were like 10-minute wait. We were like, okay, I think we could swing this.
Yeah,
we could be like 2 minutes late for our reservation. It's okay. But there was no wait. We literally just walked right in. It was amazing.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm starting new traditions too, like especially with snacks. We were talking about Dole Whip. Like Jagger loves to get his frozen Olaf popsicle. He calls it. But it's like a strawberry.
It's a strawberry fruit bar, but it's a frozen. It's like a popsicle.
And then I end up getting the banana.
Yeah.
with the
Jagger loves that thing, but it is
frozen
messy. Banana. He is always. I have to bring an extra shirt.
I think that's his tradition. He needs that.
Yeah, but he enjoys it, and that's what I love. I want them to enjoy themselves there. So.
They definitely do, and they love Disney. Even at home, they want to see stuff, and I feel like also I'm gonna add one more thing. I feel like I have to see the parade.
Yeah, but that's not always something that we can swing.
I know. I feel like it's like but it's like I don't know why.
It's more
some kind of parade.
I think if we're gonna add it to the tradition list, it's a friendship fair.
Yeah,
it's the stage show that I think is more of a tradition for us than the parade.
Yeah, that definitely is something we like to see. Yeah. Remember that one time it wasn't running, and we were very upset.
Well, our kids, that's who I was afraid of. Yeah. I think with Festival of Fantasy, we try our best to see it. Yeah. But it doesn't always work out.
It was very hot the last time we saw it in Easter. It was so hot in the sun, but we got through it.
Yeah, and I think that's when Bowie fell. And I had to take her to get
a Band-Aid.
Yeah, I had to take her to first aid to.
Of course, everything happens at one time.
Cleaned up and bandaged up, and she was fine, but she got a little scrape there. But everybody's fine. We, those are our traditions. I'm sure we're going to start more, and we would love to hear what your Disney World traditions are. You can, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can comment on the video and let us know. If you want to hit us up on Instagram, I'm actually going to maybe post some pictures on our Instagram and Facebook page, maybe even TikTok. I'll throw them up there too, just to show you maybe our let's do the train station pictures.
Yeah, a couple of those.
Those are our traditional train station picture in front of Magic Kingdom. I'll put those up on our social media.
Oh, nice.
So you can, comment there and tell us what your Disney World traditions are.
And you cannot forget about Sunny Eclipse either.
Oh, wow. I almost did. Yeah.
We missed him once.
Well, he wasn't there?
I think it might have been, because of the party.
Yeah.
But
maybe.
We thought he wasn't there, and then he was the one time, so. We always have to stop by and see him.
Yes, that's right. That's actually very, very true. Yes.
So maybe let us know your traditions. Put comment on our Instagram, or if you're watching this video on YouTube, you can comment below. And we will hang out with you on the next Adventures in Weberland.